Hello YouTube. Been seeing a lot of questions on Facebook and stuff about what tops are good and what do people do when they take the top off and it rains and everything. Well, this is what I've been doing for a little over 3 years. This is the brand I went with. I've been really happy with it. I have some friends that have different brands. They're good, you know. I like this one better. This one's held up longer. Like I said, this one's over 3 years old. But I'm going to tell you what I do to make my life easier. If you have a Jeep, you need to take the top off. I mean, period. That's one of the reasons of having a Jeep, at least in my opinion. So when it warms up, the top's off. So this cover here comes on and off this thing numerous times a day. At least once a day. You know, just going to work and coming home. My Jeep doesn't fit in my garage, so it sits in my driveway. Where I work, it's underneath a parking garage, so I'm good there most of the time. But like I said, it's still on and off numerous times a day. We have these little buckles on the back right here. Mine are still intact. They're buckled about 50% of the time. If I know it's going to rain, we're getting a lot of wind, things like that, I buckle it up. If it's just sitting for the day, you know, went on a run to Walmart, it's going to be 4 or 5 hours later, I go somewhere else, I know the weather's good, it's not buckled. What I've done for these is I've just put some big washers on them. I got sick of climbing under there and trying to find something to hook these to. It was just a pain in the ass. These washers wouldn't go directly on the hook, so I just got some zip ties and stuck some big ass washers on there to weight it down. You need some kind of weight on it, so when it does get windy, these things don't flap and it keeps the water out. Even if you live somewhere where you don't get a lot of rain, you're living out in the desert, you're still gonna get, you know, you got your birds flying over, bird crap, my neighbors have cats, so on. I want more out than just the rain. I want to protect the interior of my vehicle. Anyway, we got the hooks on, the washers on the front, and you can see it keeps it nice and taut. This has actually been in my front yard like this during a Cat 2 hurricane, and it did really well. It got a little wet inside, some water came in through right through there, but not much. It actually surprised me. Also, you can probably see right there where I cut it, there was another strap on the front right there. After about 1.5 years of that being on there and using it, I never buckled it to over here where you're supposed to. It was just useless and in my way, so I cut it off. The windshield wipers, they hold it down fine even without the wipers. Again, this is nice and tight in here, stays on no problem. Another thing, I'm kind of hard on my stuff, maybe harder than some. I've had some holes in it. The best thing I've found to fix the holes without buying a new one is Gorilla Tape. I tried duct tape, it started leaking after a few weeks. The Gorilla Tape, there's a nice size hole in the top, probably almost fit a pencil through it. And got the extra wide Gorilla Tape. It's been on there and it's been like that for about 18 months. Just wiped it off with some alcohol and stuck the tape on, and it's been good to go. You can find the holes if you get inside the vehicle on a sunny day and you look around, you will see light coming through the small holes. Looks like little stars. So it's not that difficult to find them. And of course you know when it's leaking because you got water in your truck. Another thing, let me get over here so we can get a better shot. One and done, no editing. We've had a little bit of rain here. You can see, you know, it puddles up on top. It doesn't do it too bad if you have one of like the mesh shades that you use up, you know, on the top of the vehicle. It keeps it nice and taut and a lot of the water runs off. I have an older Alien shade I believe, you know, now they're spider web shades. They look good on the vehicle. They keep you from getting all sunburned, and they help water run off when you have your I call it a bonnet. My truck's name's Piggy. This is Piggy's bonnet. So Piggy gets her bonnet put on quite frequently. But I was just gonna show you some things that made my life easier. Oh, the other thing, during the winter when I'm not using it, stored in the garage, it gets put in the bag half the time. I have, like I said, this is an older one. The newer ones, I believe, have bigger bags. I actually called them and recommended them getting bigger bags, because the bag this came in sucks. But I put it on inside out with this rubbery side on the outside, you know, where the twill is here. Put it inside out. I take some dishwashing detergent in a spray bottle, and I just spray it down, let it sit for a few minutes, and hose it off. And what I've found best to use when you hose it off is something that sprays out in a pattern, not a power nozzle, something that has a nice wide pattern to it. You don't want to really just, you know, slam it with water pressure. But I don't scrub it or anything. I spray it with that, let it sit for about 10 minutes, smoke my cigarette, and hose it off. And it, man, this thing was nasty when I just got it out of the garage here a couple weeks ago. Spiders have been living in it, and I don't know how. I got a bunch of dirt and mud in there, and probably, I don't know, a lawnmower. I had it stored on top of the riding lawnmower. I don't know. It was a mess. But anyway, that's how I keep it clean. But this is one of those things that I've purchased, and it'd be a pain in the butt owning the Jeep and trying to drive around with the top off without one of these. Oh, and by the way, you can put this top on with your Freedom panels. If I know it's going to rain or something and I got to drive to work, which is for me like 2 miles, I throw my Freedom panels up top, and at least this cover, it fits over top of my Freedom panels and installs just like this. That was a big plus. Anyway, hopefully this has helped somebody, and it's definitely a good investment. Y'all have a great day. Happy Jeeping. God bless.